It's kind of my UNLV semester, as well as my first year in Houston, when I did not attend UNLV. So that's pretty much the thing with the matches to play in the area. So, so yeah, I put in the field to hopefully play the second semester, but they seem to like it is and that getting approved is soon enough. But, you know, see what happens. Around Christmas time, I'm going back home. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a chance to run into one of the officials at UNLV.
Yeah.
Try to get them to take the withdrawals off my transcript, so that way they can send me out here in time.
Yeah.
So,
Where was who are you Houston? Then where was that?
I was in UNLV, University of North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh
played
shit.
here. They recently shut down, and then
What made you leave?
which one? UNLV.
Yeah.
My GNLV had a stroke, and I wanted to get back home.
What was that?
That's why I left there.
Oh, okay.
I know a lot of people, before they hear the story, they call me crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
dude, why would you leave warm weather to come back here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had senior year now?
Yep.
Cool, man.
I should have been a senior last year, but because of credits and all that, they kind of made me do my senior year.
Yeah. As long as you get together, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
all that matters.
Yeah. And you are a junior too, right?
Yeah. I'm in junior next semester.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe in watching on the sidelines.
That's awesome.
It's a hard watch on the sidelines.
Absolutely. It's gotten, I mean, it still sucks, but it's gotten easier
Yeah.
over time. But you know, I'm just making the most of my opportunity. Thankful to be able to do this, be a coaching player, all sorts of new coaches. So I'm thankful man. I just think, just some people come, bad, moody, or pessimistic, whatever. Just trying to make the most of it. Yeah, it sucks. Like, especially last year, we played the whole school. We used to miss. That sucked a lot. Yeah.
And being there too.
They all I'd be
Yeah.
sitting there just watching, can't do anything.
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but I mean,
That was a good game too.
yeah, it was. So they were kind of
He had to do the first game, he's doing the second game. He's doing the men's game. I'll probably go live at like 2.5 minutes. Just like introduce me, like, hey, welcome, like all that stuff. And
okay.
then when national anthem comes, after they do like national anthem and lineups, it's just pretty much go time from there.
Okay.
Have you done this yet this year?
Yep, I done it. Cool. So like as far as are we just both just calling it how we see or
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, I'm scheduled play-by-play, you're scheduled color, but like, it doesn't really matter. Just
Yeah.
butt in when you want to butt in. That's how Dom and I do it, and it works. So. Yeah, like Dom and I have it as like color and play-by-play, and him and I are just like feed off each other the whole entire time. So. Good evening and welcome to Rochester College as we have the Rochester College Warriors going up against the Cornerstone Golden Eagles tonight. I am Jake Rogers alongside with Blake Brown. Blake, what are we looking at with the women tonight?
Well, this is a big game coming off a loss for Rochester. Look to turn things around. This is conference play and against a good team, so we got to set the tone. So at home. So
Rochester College coming off a very tough loss to Huntington University last night, where they lost by 4 in what was a very back and forth game down the stretch. Rochester was down 10 after the first, and Huntington came out on an 8-0 run to go down 18 when Coach Brent Witchner called a timeout and kind of lit into his players a little bit. Pretty much inspired them to play a little bit better brand of basketball, Blake.
Absolutely, and as a player, collectively as a team, you look to feed off of that. You don't want to take it personal, but you want to carry it for the next game and try to turn things around. And I think Warriors going to do that here tonight.
Yeah, they definitely did. They reduced that 18-point lead to 5 by halftime, and then had a little bit of a burst of their own in the third quarter and went up a few points, but unfortunately, they weren't able to pull it out. Tonight's starters for your Rochester College Warriors are Ricky Schredt at guard, Kendra Kuya at guard, Rio Dungeon at forward, Devin Valco at forward, and Brooke Fielder down low. For Cornerstone, you have Katrina Goebel at forward, Brogan Gamble at guard, Maya Uttle at guard, Sterling DeGainer at guard, and Shelby Nybert at center. We are 50 seconds away from opening lineups and player introductions. Stand by as we will be back in just a few minutes. I said just feed. Night too.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Garth Pleasant Arena for today's matchup between the Concordia Cardinals and the Rochester College Warriors. Rochester College and the NAIA are committed to maintaining the true spirit of competition in athletics.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Thank you, Trey. And since Concordia couldn't make it tonight, we'll introduce Cornerstone. For Cornerstone, Edgar, a junior number 14, Brogan Gamble. Also in guard, a senior number 24, Maya Udell. Back forward, a sophomore number 4, Katrina Robo. Back guard, a sophomore number 33, Sterling Devane. And at center, a sophomore number 44, Shelby Nagor. The coach of Cornerstone is Jessica Youngers, assisted by Josh Samanek and Sydney DeYoung. And now, Warrior fans, on your feet, let's meet your Rochester College Warriors. Starting at guard, a senior, number 2, Ricky Schmidt. Also starting at guard, a senior, number 3, Kimra Kuya. At forward, a senior, number 11, Rio Dutchin. At forward, a junior, number 12, Devin Dalco. And at center, a junior, number 15, Brooke Fielder. The coach of the Warriors is Brent Wichner. He's assisted by Rachel Wichner and Connie Herndon.
And we are live, the Warriors versus the Cornerstone Eagles here at Garth Pleasant Arena. Rochester College will be wearing their normal gray uniforms, as Cornerstone will be wearing a navy. Rochester will be working from left to right and Cornerstone right to left as we get ready to tip off. And the Warriors win the jump, and Ricky Schmidt has the ball, and she gives it to Kendra Kuya out on the wing. Devin Valco will dribble it up top of the key and hand it off to Rio Dungeon. Dungeon gives it to Shred, who gives it back to Kuya, who looks to set up something with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Dungeon for 3, and she's off, and it's a Cornerstone rebound.
And I would expect Kuya to have a big game. I know she was disappointed the way how yesterday turned out toward the second half. And expect her to play with a little fire in her.
Yeah, I mean, Kendra's usually one of those players that always plays a little bit of fire and a chip on her shoulder. She's very scrappy, as we've seen all season, as Cornerstone fires up an air ball from 3. Like you're saying, Blake, Kuya will probably come out a little fiery tonight, especially after how the game ended last night.
Absolutely.
I expect Rio Dungeon to get her shot going. We saw her get it going in the late second half last night. And as long as Brooke Fielder can stay out of foul trouble, it could be a very good game for the Warriors.
Absolutely, and I would say she's one of the most improved players coming back this year.
Oh, yeah,
she
definitely.
Seemed like she's playing a little bit more confident, being more aware of her positioning angles that she's a scorer.
And right there, Brooke Fielder hits a bucket inside, like you were just saying, Blake. She was definitely improved from last season. This season, she is getting the ball down low. She's feeling very comfortable through back to the basket. And that's a big key for Rochester's game this year. She's 6'4". You don't see that much in NAIA women's ball level.
Not at all.
Cornerstone fires one up, and that will be Maya Utto with the bucket. It is now 2-2 as Rochester works the ball back. Dungeon has it on the wing. She gives it back to Kuya up top. Shred gives it to Dungeon, who fires a 3, and that's long. And ball will go to Cornerstone as it gets tipped out of bounds by the Warriors. Dungeon started off the season pretty hot, Blake. She had that first game of the season where she had 25 points, but since then she seemed pretty cold. Anything going on that you know of?
Well, no, but as a shooter, you got to keep taking your shots. And for her, she's one of the out of them, her and Valco going to be looking to be taking 3-point shots. So Coach Whitner, I'm sure, is probably putting emphasis on her to keep shooting them shots.
Definitely, you have to keep shooting. As they say, shooters shoot. And good defense by Fielder there down low as they force an air ball, and Strutt will bring it back up. Something I've seen so far in these first few possessions, Blake, is Rochester's being much slower with the ball than they usually are. They're usually a very run-and-gun team as Valco fires a 3 and drains it. But as I was saying, Rochester usually plays very, very quick, Blake, but we see them slowing down here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I feel like when you play, especially against a conference team, the games tends to slow down. The team knows what you're going to run offensively and how the kind of defense you're playing. And I know they kind of have the girls kind of have a problem turning the ball over, so it's going to be interesting to see with them slowing it down. Will they be able to take care of the ball?
We see a steal there from Rio Dungeon. Ricky Schreck has it. She hands off to Valco, who fires another 3 and can't connect, but Schreck gets the rebound, saves it to Fielder, gives it to Dungeon, who will fire for 3. And that rims out Schreck with another board, but she cannot corral it, and that'll be rebound by number 24, Maya Uddle. I was talking about this last night of the broadcast, but Ricky Schreck plays a lot bigger than she really is. She's tiny out there.
Absolutely. And she plays a lot of heart. I feel like this year, I know she's been experiencing some back pain and issues. I feel like she just lost a little bit of step last year, but, still early. Again, she's dealing with injury, but she's a very good facilitator. I feel like she needs to play two-dimensional. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, you look at the lineup that Coach Whitner comes out with pretty much every night. He has Kuyat and Schreck in the backcourt. And they're two pretty small players, but they're both very fiery and very physical.
Absolutely.
And you don't see that much at this level, especially going how small they do. But luckily, as I said earlier, we have Brooke Fielder down low at 6'4".
Right.
Rochester misses on the other end, and Cornerstone shoots it. They miss. It will be rebounded and kicked out by Shelby Nybor. It's taken back up top as they have 23 seconds on the shot clock. Rochester run a zone defense. Good block there by Brooke Fielder. That's one thing that she's definitely done a lot better this year, Blake, is she's protected the paint a lot better than we saw last year.
Absolutely, and I think she's starting to understand the concept of you don't necessarily have to block every shot. Keeping your hands straight up, contesting shot is good enough. And if she's playing on that weak side of the post and coming over blocking the shot, assuming the other person just walling up, she goes for the block. So, yeah, I think she's understanding her responsibilities defensively.
Definitely. We've seen some ticky-tack fouls so far this season, especially on Fielder. She fouled out a couple games ago against Concordia on what were some pretty sloppy calls, I would say, from a broadcaster standpoint. But she looks to continue to improve it in practice, and you can see it out there on the court as she actually just came off, and it looks like number 24, Jade Smith, comes in for the Warriors.
Jay Smith is another player I feel like that's improved a lot, playing with a lot of confidence, being more active.
Yeah, she plays bigger than her size as well. She's only 5'8", but when she's out there, she almost plays like she's 6 foot.
Yeah.
She's very physical. She's not afraid to body anybody.
I think she picked up a quick foul.
Yep, foul on number 24, Jade Smith. That'll be her first foul, first team foul, and the first foul of the game. That's something we haven't seen out of Rochester much this year. We're already almost 5 minutes into this game, and that's the first foul that anybody's committed. Cornerstone has the ball up top. And they get it inside to number 42, Rebecca Crosby, who will get a bucket to go. It's now 5-4 Warriors with 5 minutes left in this first quarter as Dungeon fires a 3 and she hits it. That's good to see for her, Blake.
Absolutely. That'll generate confidence. Once you see one go in, you're going to be more confident shooting that second one and more shots in the future.
Looks like Coach Whitner is going to go with a sub here at the next dead ball as we get a foul on Devin Valco up top. Kim Charney is going to come into the game for Rochester for Devin Valco, who just picked up that foul. Kim Charney is another one of those shooters that Wichita has off his bench that is a very deadly weapon.
Absolutely. She really sets the tone coming off the bench, knocking down shots, and her energy as well.
Casey Bodell will also check into the game as Ricky Schreck gets a rest. Bodell is another one of those senior leaders who's very scrappy. He comes out every single night and plays with a lot of passion, a lot of heart, and she will play her butt off every night, and you got to love to see that, especially out of a senior.
Absolutely.
Cornerstone inbounded onto the wing.
That's good wall up.
And they'll fire three, and that will be no good, and it will be taken out of traffic by Kuyat, who looks to push the ball. She will take it all the way in, lay it up, lay it in, count that baby in a foul. Kendra Kuyat will go to the line to shoot one as she's looking for the old-fashioned three-point play.
33, Sterling DeGainer, her first.
The foul will be on number 33, Sterling DeGainer.
Kendra Kuyat will shoot one.
And looks like we'll have a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes on the Rochester Sports Network.
Cornerstone.
Yeah. Rio needs to get that going. Definitely.
So when they were saying earlier about Concordia, there was an issue.
No. He said the wrong team.
Oh, okay.
No, we played Concordia the other night. Blew them out the water. And we're out of timeout, and Kendra Kuyat will be heading to the line to go for the three-point play for the Warriors as they're up 10-4 with 4:27 left in the first. Kuyat cannot get it to go, and it'll be rebounded by number 42, Rebecca Crosby. Number 14, Brogdon Gamble, will bring the ball up the floor. The Warriors playing another zone defense, as we've seen them play a lot this year. They switch it from a 3-2 and a 2-3 quite frequently, Blake, as the Warriors force a turnover. But they play a lot of zone defense. I haven't seen much man-to-man out of them this year.
Yeah, I would expect Cornerstone to play a lot more 2-3, and I feel like that's been more effective for them, piggyback off from last year and so far this year.
Yeah, Rochester always plays the zone, it seems like, as they like to limit those inside looks and force a lot of outside shots. As we see one let go by Kim Charney, she can't get it to go, and we'll have another foul on Jade Smith. That'll be her second as she reached over the back.
And now you got to wonder if Coach Whitner's going to pull her.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll pull her and put Fielder in. I mean, Fielder has no foul so far. If he'll go with someone else off the bench, well, there's our answer right there. Is Brooke Fielder will check back in for Jade Smith.
Returning for Rochester, 15, Brooke Fielder. Now in the game for Cornerstone, 43, Rachel Chris.
Rachel Chris will come into the game for Cornerstone. And Warriors play a full court trap. They cannot get it. Cornerstone brings the ball up the floor and will have it at the top of the key. And we have a steal by Casey Bodell. She will look to take it all the way, lay it in with the left hand.
Number 10, Casey.
Now 12-4 Warriors. Bodell, again, one of those players that is very scrappy. She plays the passing lanes a lot, Blake.
Absolutely. And I'm sure Coach Whitner wants to see his girls push the ball more. Obviously being smart, making the right decisions when it comes passing, but and finishing too.
We had
another fast break.
Good defense there by Fielder, which leads to a run out, and Dungeon will put it up and in. She now has 5 points on the night. Good for Rio Dungeon to get going pretty early. Warriors look to trap on the sideline. They cannot get it. Going down low for Cornerstone. Fielder's playing good defense. Just puts her arms up right there.
Go wall up.
A nice little wall there, and she will look to take it up, and she cannot convert it or get the rebound as Cornerstone will have the ball back as 2:40 left in the first quarter.
Situation, got to just catch and gather. Catch the ball and see where you're at on the floor and just go straight up.
Yeah, she got it a little bit deep there, it looked like, Blake, and she just kind of threw it up. And we will have a foul on, I believe it'll be Kendra Kuyat. That will be her first foul. Warriors team fourth, my apologies. We have two fresh faces in as Robin Pruitt and Shea Kaiser. Yeah, Shea Kaiser will come to the game. Shea Kaiser is definitely a three-point threat out there, Blake.
Absolutely, and it's good to see younger players getting more experience, opportunities in big games like this.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we've seen Kaiser. I saw her last night. She had a wide open look, didn't take it, and Coach Wichner immediately pulled over and said, "Shea, you got to shoot that ball. You're a shooter. You're in there for a reason."
Absolutely.
And we have an offensive foul on Cornerstone. That'll be a number 4, Katrina Goebel, as the Warriors get the ball back with 2:20 left to play in the first. Pruitt looks to set up the offense. Kim Charney has out up top. She hands it off to Kaiser. Pruitt has it again as Charney thought about a three, did not take it. They look for Brooke Fielder down low. She puts a move on a hook, and it just rolls out. Could not get the friendly touch. Nice play, though, there by Brooke Fielder to get that shot off.
Yes, and I like the patience that the Warriors are showing. It seemed like they was taking a little time setting, trying to get the offense together to play. But it's good ball movement.
Could a little bit slower play be a factor that this is a back-to-back game for them, Blake? You're trying to play a little slower and a little more patient to not wear down as much?
Yeah, absolutely. You play back-to-back, and especially if you're a player that plays a lot of heavy minutes, it definitely takes a toll on you. That next day.
Warriors push the ball up court, but Bodell cannot get the finish to go as Cornerstone will have it back. Cannot trap on the sideline. They work it back out. Got a 3-ball up, and it is off, and it will go off of Brooke Fielder and out of bounds. Shemaya Butler, the sophomore guard, will come in for Kim Charney. We've seen this twice in a row now, Blake, that Coach Wichner is going with a deep bench to start off this game.
Yes, and I think it's important to establish that now as the season progresses, as it's long and players are tired. And it's good to have a deep bench too, because you don't want to just be focused on just playing 7 to 8 players. It's good to have a deep bench.
Definitely, and this Rochester team is very deep as we see Robin Pruitt get called for travel. But this team's very deep. They have a lot of senior leadership, a lot of juniors on the team as well, especially coming off that national championship last year. This team understands what it means to play basketball, and we play as one collective unit.
Absolutely, and the seniors just got to set the tone, and the younger players just follow the lead and follow your role.
That's what's best. I mean, you saw it firsthand for yourself last year on the men's team, as you guys won a national championship as well. But you see some of these guys that were redshirted last year, like Logan Ealing and Federico Gallinari, already making contributions for the men's team.
Absolutely. And, I always say anytime you redshirt, that's the most valuable part of your, a lot of freshmen, they turn their nose about sitting out that first year. But it's very valuable because you add size and your IQ goes out, your understanding of the game improves a lot.
Exactly. And you can tell, I mean, as you see the senior leadership out here now for Rochester, and Cornerstone gets one to go in. That'll be number 4, Katrina Goebel again, as 14-16 with 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
And let's see if they hold off for the last shot here.
I would suspect they would, but they do not, as number 20, Shemaya Butler, takes it into the lane, and she scoops it and scores it. It's a 10-point game now, Rochester lead with 5 seconds left in the first. Cornerstone has it. They will look to shoot it. Cannot get a shot off in time. It'll be 16-6, Rochester College after one quarter. You are watching the Rochester Sports Network.
Cornerstone 6.
I think I said Cornerstone by accident.
You're good. No, it is Cornerstone. We're playing Cornerstone.
You said okay.
Yeah, okay. You're good. Don't worry. You're dating Shay's sister, aren't you?
Yep.
That's not that.
Said the NAI is counted my UNLV year, which I did not attend, which was my first year at Eastern. So that's taking me to 10 semesters, which is the max you can play. So I put in the bill to hopefully play second semester.
Yeah, I got torn meniscus in my right knee right now. I'm dealing with.
Oh, man. Oh, it's torn right now? Oh, man.
I haven't gotten surgery yet or anything, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I don't have to. So.
I go to the doctor tomorrow to find out.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
It is a 10-point Rochester College lead as we get ready to begin the second quarter. The Warriors will go with Devin Valco, Casey Bodell, Ricky Schrett, Shemaya Butler, and Brooke Fielder to start the second quarter. We have a lot of guards in right now, and then Brooke Fielder down low. Cornerstone will begin the ball, working right to left. Almost could have been called an offensive foul there.
Yeah, I think they missed that shove.
She used her off arm there, but Cornerstone gets one to drop. It is now 16-8. That was Katrina Goebel.
Good finish.
And definitely went up strong with it there and made sure that she got the ball up. Warriors will work it around the perimeter as Butler has the ball. She'll give it to Schrett. Uses the screen from Brooke Fielder, gives it back to Butler, who will shoot it, and she cannot hit it, but it's corralled by Brooke Fielder, who gives it to Bodell wide open. She can't hit either, and it will be Cornerstone ball.
That's good to see Butler, looking for a shot. She's normally known for someone that is a defensive player and attacks, and that's good to see that she's looking to shoot.
That was definitely nice to see out of Butler. We'll have an offensive foul on number 44, Shelby Nybor. And it'll be Rochester ball. Rio Dungeon will come back in for Casey Bodell. We're going a little bit defense for offense, it seems like here. You now have probably the two best shooters for Rochester on the court at the same time again, as Dungeon will put up one from the free throw line and will get nothing but air. Looked like she rushed that and almost alligator armed it.
Yeah, it seemed like she definitely rushed it. There was a lot of time on the clock. Could have moved it and got a better shot.
Dungeon pokes it away into the backcourt. Cornerstone will pick it up, have it at top of the key with 14 seconds on the shot clock. They're still looking to set their offense. They seem to not be able to get anything consistent tonight, as we almost have an over and back from Cornerstone. Good defense here by Dungeon, and she blocks it.
Good defense.
Very nice job there by Rio Dungeon to keep her arms up and just get the block right there instead of jumping in the player and potentially drawing a foul. They're looking for Fielder down low. She cannot get it. That is poked away by Shelby Nybor. We will see freshman Olivia Farrell come in for Brooke Fielder, and it looks like Kendra Kuyat will come in for Shemaya Butler. This is the second game that we've seen Farrell playing so far this year, Blake?
Yes, and again, I credit to Coach Witchner. He's really utilizing his bench. I don't think I've ever seen him use his bench this early.
No, neither have I. Last time I saw Farrell play was against a win against Concordia here at home, but we were up by a pretty good amount there, and everybody played that night as Devin Valco drives in the lane. Farrell tries to go for the offensive rebound, but she pushes off just a hair. Very bang call down low. But Olivia Farrell's the only freshman on this Rochester College team. Wow. And to see her come in this early in the ballgame is very surprising, but Coach Witchner must have a lot of faith in her.
And probably credit to her the way she's been practicing, too.
Yeah, definitely a lot of work ethic out of that young woman.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cornerstone will shoot a three. It rims out. Rebound will be by Ricky Schrett. They'll bring the ball up the floor with 7:38 left in this first half. Schrett pounds it outside, hands it off to Valco on the wing. She gives it to Dungeon, back to Kuyat. Something I've seen about this Rochester team is they like to pass the ball.
Absolutely.
They definitely like to look for the right shot. There's still 10 seconds left on the clock as Valco breaks her defender.
Ooh.
Kuyat for three, she can't hit it, and it'll be rebounded by number 44, Shelby Nybor for Cornerstone.
And I feel like the Warriors, they're looking down low more, a mixture of shooting the shots, but looking at the post more as Cornerstone knocks down a three.
We see a three-pointer there by Sterling DeGainer, the sophomore guard out of Linden, Michigan. It is now a 5-point game as Rochester has yet to score in this second quarter.
It'll be interesting to see Cornerstone after making that three, after, not really getting much going offensively. Let's see if they'll generate some momentum for them.
It definitely could, especially if they force a Rochester stop here. Dungeon fires three. It rims out, rebounded by Nybor, who will hand it off to Sterling DeGainer. You can tell that I think Coach Wichner did not like that last defensive set from Rochester, as we see Brooke Fielder getting ready to check back into the game. For my best guess is Olivia Farrell, as Cornerstone gets another bucket. It's now a 7-0 run for them. Valco goes for three. She can't hit it. Warriors starting to look a little bit impatient here when they're still the ones with the lead, Blake. They can definitely work the ball around a lot more. Yeah, and they just settling for threes right now, and I know it has to be frustrating for Coach Wichner to see. It's always frustrating not to see your shots go, but you can't be too happy when you're taking them that early in the shot clock, as we see get a foul on Devin Valco out on the sideline.
Devin Valco, her second.
Brooke Fielder will come back in for, it's actually Rio Dungeon. They're going to be going big right now, as we see both Farrell and Brooke Fielder out on the court.
Also, number 10, Casey Bodell.
Yeah, interesting to see if they still utilize the post with two bigs in.
They're definitely, you look at this lineup they have in right now, with Kuyat, Bodell, Fielder, Farrell, and Shred. They're going very, very quick. They're going very defensive. As we get a step out on the baseline, Rochester will get the ball back with 5:50 left in this first half, looking to score. They haven't got on the scoreboard yet this quarter. And now Olivia Farrell will check out, and Kim Charney will check back in. Kuyat brings the ball up the floor. She swings it to Charney. Back to Kuyat. Bodell, they're looking down low. You can see Brooke Fielder trying to get position down there.
Good feed, good look.
Good feed, good look, and it rolls in as Brooke Fielder gets another bucket. That is her third bucket of the night.
That was a very good job holding her seal.
She did a good job holding her seal for sure, and she made sure to get out of the lane there for a second so she wouldn't get a three in the lane call. Very smart play by Brooke Fielder down low. Rochester now up 18-13 as Cornerstone works the ball on the perimeter. They step out of bounds yet again. Actually, I lied. It will be an offensive foul.
Cornerstone foul number 4, Katrina.
It'll be on number 4, Katrina Gold. That'll be her second.
It is Rochester ball.
Rochester will bring the ball back up the court with 5:13 left in this first half.
42, Rebecca Crosby.
No, I think, Blake, Rochester's going with this little bit of a lineup right now of the quick, scrappy players, because I think Coach Wichner was tired of seeing all the three balls go up, as we have a jump ball down low in favor of Rochester will keep possession.
Yeah, absolutely. And with it being early season, you want to try different combinations, adding certain players to start a line, see what works and see where line's going to spark you energy. When your lineup with jump shooters not going down, let's see who's going to, tough nose kind of.
You see that in the pros too, as you saw Pistons coach Dwayne Casey ran multiple different lines the first couple games of the season until he finally figured out what worked. As Bodell shoots a three, it will rim out. It'll be rebounded by Cornerstone, and they will bring the ball up the court. Almost a walk there.
Yeah, I think the refs missed the call on that
one.
one.
She picked up her pivot foot. Hopefully Rochester can still get a good defensive possession out of this, as there's only 10 left on the shot clock. And there's that good defensive possession as Brooke Fielder will grab a rebound. Kuyat will push it up the court quick and bring it back out as there was nothing there. Bodell will take it inside to Shred. Back out to Charney, who will shoot a three. She can't get it to fall. And Bodell with good hustle throws it off of Rebecca Crosby, and it will remain Rochester College ball with the fresh shot clock. They'll get it outside to Fielder, who will hand it off to Kuyat.
Good screening action.
Charney takes it in. She gives it to Bodell in the corner, who gets nothing but air. She actually shot it over the hoop. And we will have a foul as they tried trapping in the corner. It'll be on number 3, Kendra Kuyat.
The Rochester foul number 2, Ricky Shred.
Oh, my apologies on Ricky Shred. We'll see. It looks like Jasmine Mitchell will come in here. We got another fresh face for Coach Wichner.
For Cornerstone, 44.
She will come in for Shred. Actually, no, she'll come in for Kim Charney.
Jasmine Mitchell.
A little bit of confusion on who's going to come out there, but Jasmine Mitchell ultimately comes in for Kim Charney as we have 3:55 left in the first half. Odell looks to play the passing lane. She tips the ball out of bounds. Cornerstone will regain possession with 22 left on the clock.
Returning for Rochester, number 11, Rio Dungeon.
Rio Dungeon will come back into the game for Bodell. And
going the other way.
Yep, we got a push off there on number 24, Maya Uttle.
Cornerstone foul, number 44.
And even though Cornerstone really hasn't gotten none offense, they still in the game. They still in the game.
Oh yeah, they played solid defense on Rochester. They forced a lot of outside shots for the Warriors, and they haven't been able to connect on them.
Now you're seeing the Warriors can get some high-low action.
We see Shrep for three, who doesn't really shoot the ball much from beyond the arc. She can't get to go. Brooke Fielder goes over the back and picks up her second foul.
15, Brooke Fielder, her first.
The first foul.
Cornerstone ball.
Now, if Sher can can start knocking down shots, man, she'd be very dangerous.
Oh, she'd be deadly.
Absolutely.
With how quick she is, she'd be extremely deadly. Cornerstone has the ball. They will shoot it at the elbow. Can't get to go. Mitchell with the rebound. Hands it off to Kuyat in the backcourt. Looks like Cornerstone's setting back up in a 2-3 zone that has been working pretty well for them here in the second quarter.
Absolutely, and I would expect them to stay with it. Why change it if it's not broken?
Rio Dungeon looks for... It looked like Brooke Fielder down low, but the pass is tipped out of bounds. Olivia Farrell will come back in for Brooke Fielder.
For Rochester, 22.
Rochester's only scored 2 points this whole entire second quarter, Blake.
I think that's probably one of the lowest points they scored, in the second quarter.
Yeah,
I think in a while.
I haven't seen that. I've seen them put up 9 and a quarter. I think that's been their low all year. As Kuyat looked for Farrell down low and it's tipped away. But you usually don't see the stagnant and not as good of ball movement out of the Warriors. It looks like Cornerstone's D's really getting to them.
Absolutely, and the 2-3 zone is very tough. Especially when you have taller players, and in this particular lineup is smaller, but usually when you have taller players and very active players and that's playing the 2-3 zone, it's very tough to try to get some shot or some type of momentum going on offensively.
Definitely, the zone is utilized to make sure that ball doesn't get down low, and we've seen Rochester try to break that zone and go down low. It just hasn't worked for them, and they've been forcing shots and haven't got anything to go. As that's another air ball. We've seen back-to-back air balls by number 24 Maya Uttle.
And the keys to breaking the zone is trying to get the ball to the high post and looking for the high-low action. And I feel like that's why they've been utilizing Fielder a lot.
Trying to get her a little bit high-low and maybe kick that ball back outside for a wide-open bucket, but we haven't been able to connect on anything.
Absolutely. Let's see if they'll be able to get Farrell the ball down low, or Mitchell.
They're looking for it. Farrell's looking to body up, but she cannot. Gives it to Mitchell down low. It's knocked away. Farrell's got the ball. It'll be a jump in favor of Cornerstone, but you gotta like seeing that hustle out of Olivia Farrell, a freshman.
Absolutely. That's another good way of getting more time.
Mm-hmm.
As a freshman, you don't
always get the most time.
Absolutely, and your main goal, as I'm sure as Coach Whitner's probably told her, is just be hustling, get the boards, and make the smart plays. Don't do too much.
We have a steal by Jasmine Mitchell. Kuyat has it, gives it to Mitchell to shoot the three. She'll get it to hit. Very good to see out of Jasmine Mitchell. I was actually talking to her in class on Monday, giving her crap about how many threes she shot this year, but she's been shooting pretty well whenever she gets the ball.
Turnover from Cornerstone.
Yep, Rochester forced the turnover as they played a nice trap there. And Rochester get the ball back with 1:41 left in the first half. We'll have Shea Kaiser and Robin Pruitt check back in for the Warriors.
Returning for Cornerstone, 33, Sterling DeGainer.
Sterling DeGainer will come back in for Cornerstone. Shea Kaiser shoots a three. She gets it to connect. Shea Kaiser knocks out her first bucket of the night as the Warriors have found themselves back up 11 with a minute 20 left in the second quarter.
And like you said earlier, she's a knockdown shooter, three-point sniper.
That's what she is, and that's what Coach Wichner likes to utilize her for, as we see Cornerstone get a bucket inside as Shelby Nyborg hits a nice little hook. It looks like Kaiser will shoot again from the corner this time. That one is long. It is rebounded by Cornerstone.
And that one was a little early, but, if you made the next one, you get a little jittery. You want to, hunt your shots and try to shoot that next one.
You know, she only made one. It's already a heat check. You could tell she was wanting to fire that as soon as she got it. As Nyborg goes up, she fills it up, and the foul. Nice move there by Nyborg to get a 3-point play potentially for Cornerstone.
As Fielder will be coming back into the game.
Yep, Fielder comes in for Olivia Farrell because Farrell just picked up her second foul. Wichner definitely wants to make sure she doesn't pick up a third, as he's been using her quite frequently in this first half, which we have not seen this much this year.
Yeah, and again, great experience for her. I think a learning moment for her is just wall up in that position. You don't want to try to go after the ball or swipe down for going for the block. Just simple wall up.
Yep. And Nyborg can't convert the free throws. Rochester gets the ball back, up 7. Kaiser almost loses it out of bounds, and she is fouled on the sideline. Rochester will get the ball side out with a fresh shot clock and only 35.9 left in the first half. Blake, would you think that Rochester keeps the ball for most of the shot clock here, or do you think they try to score quick?
If I was them, I would try to run down the clock a little bit more. And as they turn it over, that's just to be frustrating for Coach Whitner to see. But for that particular possession, I would have tried to run some of the clock down and try to get something good going.
I couldn't agree more. As we see, Cornerstone looks to inbound the ball with 31.4 left in the half. Fresh shot clock. Remember, folks, this is college basketball. They have 30-second shot clocks, not 24. Cornerstone will look to work the clock all the way down, as a continuous clock does not stop after a bucket is made.
This would be key here with the younger unit. No foul.
And Fielder lets her go by. It'll be a bucket by number 24, Maya Uttle. Pruitt has it. She will give it to Dungeon, who just chucks one up. It'll be 24-19 Warriors going into the half. You are watching the Rochester Sports Network.
What up, big guy?
And we are back on the Rochester Sports Network as the Rochester College Warriors women's basketball team is facing the Cornerstone Golden Eagles. Rochester is up 24-19 after the first half. Rochester's leading scorer was Rio Dungeon with 5 points, but only 2 for 8 shooting in the first half. Rochester will get the ball, I believe, here to start the second half. Rochester will go with Kuyat, Shret, Dungeon, Fielder, and Valco, the normal starting 5.
We begin the third quarter. Rochester ball.
Kuyat will bring the ball up the floor. Valco has in the corner, gives it to Dungeon, who gives it to Fielder, who drops it. She cannot handle it, but Shret gets the ball. She kicks it out to Kuyat. And Shret will give it to Fielder inside, who gets it back, and she cannot convert it. It rolls out.
And they still looking down at the post, which is good. You know, that's where they've been generating a lot of their good offense from, I feel like.
Definitely good to see Fielder getting a lot of action down low, but she just could not get that one to convert. And the ball will go out of bounds. Kendra Kuyat will tip it out. Cornerstone will get the ball back with 15 left on the shot clock. Cornerstone will inbound the ball. Kuyat will guard up top. Only 10 seconds left on the clock. Rio closes out, and Cornerstone has to fire one up there as Rochester had a very good defensive possession, as Blake was saying.
Again, they swinging the ball, letting the action happen.
They're looking for Fielder down low, but she couldn't get positioning as Dungeon fires a 3. That's her second one to go. It is now a 8-point lead for Rochester College.
And again, let's see if that be a confidence booster for Dungeon. You know, it's been struggling, capitalize on the 3 in the first half. Let's see if she'll be able to get going in the second.
It definitely could be. She only went 1 for 6 from 3 in the first half and only 2 for 8 from the floor. We'll get an offensive foul here on Cornerstone's number 4, Katrina Goebel.
Her third.
That'll be her third foul, which is pretty early to pick up a third foul here already, Blake, as she's a starter and there's still 18-plus minutes left in this ball game.
Absolutely. It was a silly foul. You know, when she set in the screen, she extended her arm, which was an easy call for the ref. Again, it's just something, just have to have better IQ than that.
Dungeon flash down low. She did not get it. Valco will get it on the wing. She fires and she hits it. It is now an 11-point lead. The Rochester College bench is getting very fired up as their team is on a 6-0 run to come out of halftime. Cornerstone has the ball up top. They'll look to work it around. Rochester's back in, it looks like a modified zone, almost like a 3-2. Cornerstone can't get to go as Kuyat looks to push up the floor like she always does. Nothing there. She kicks it back out to Valco. To Dungeon, back to Valco. To Shred down low, puts it up, and she gets it to go.
Nice.
Nice little 8-0 run. Forces Cornerstone to call a timeout as we've only gone through 2.5 minutes here in the third quarter. And Rochester's already extended this lead to 13.
That's good to see the Warriors passing the ball very effective. Seemed like they a little bit more comfortable in the second half, working the ball around, trying to make the easy passes and easy shots. And again, let's just see with Dungeon knocking down that 3. Let's see if there's a domino effect as far as of them making shots, in the second half.
Definitely, and it could be the same for Valco, as Valco had 25 points the other night against Concordia. She was lighting it up from 3. She was 5 for 5 from beyond the arc. Both her and Rio Dungeon can get it going, and they can get it going pretty quickly. And if either of them can get it going, that means that the rest of the team could get it going, and Rochester could be in for a big second half here.
Absolutely.
Both teams will break their huddles. Cornerstone will have the ball underneath the basket. fresh shot clock, but Rochester will press the whole entire way. They get it inbounds, and they will break the press. Rochester gets back and lays off. Going with a little bit of a man-to-man look here now.
Yeah, it seems like they start off as a 2-3, and then they switch off to a man and trying to fake that 2-3 zone.
Yeah, and it's been working pretty much here for the second half so far, but number 24, Maya Udell, gets it to go, and that breaks the Kolschneid for Cornerstone. Fielder will put up a hook, and she can't get to go. There's a foul on the floor. Looks like it will stay. It will go to Cornerstone. It will stay with Rochester. It'll be on number 14, Brogan Gamble. That'll be her first foul. For a second there, Blake, I thought they were going to call a foul on Brooke Fielder.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, what? That's crazy.
But Rochester gets away with one. Brooke will look for it down low. She cannot control the pass. Cornerstone will get it back. Good look there, though, Blake.
Yeah, that was. And I know last year that was one thing she struggled was ball awareness. It seemed like she lost control of the ball a lot of times. Really improved a lot on that this year.
Yeah, she seems to have a lot softer hands than she did last year for sure.
Absolutely.
Kuya will play hard D like she always does up top. 7 seconds left on the clock. Cornerstone just fires up a silly shot. Can't get it to go. Shret has it, gives it all the way up court to Dungeon, to Fielder, who will lay it up and lay it in.
Nice.
Rochester lead back up to 13 as Dungeon gives it to Fielder for an easy deuce.
That's one thing you don't want if you're Cornerstone. You don't want Rochester to speed you up. You still want to play your game. You don't want to take it away. You don't want them to force you to do something that you're not capable or used to doing, I should say.
Definitely. You like to see both teams, or any team in general, play at their own pace. But sometimes when one team starts playing particularly fast or one team starts playing particularly slow, you'll see the other team go to that and try to play to the other team's strengths, which almost just helps the other team out in the end.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good rebound.
Cornerstone can't get either shot to fall. Valka will come out with the rebound. She'll push it up court. She gives it to Shret, who's looking for Fielder down low. They're all looking for Brooke Fielder down low, but she can't get any position out there. Kuya finally gets it to Fielder, who put up a left half hook, and she'll hit it.
Nice. And I like that reposition.
That was a very nice job by Brooke Fielder there. She got pushed off her block, made sure that she came back and got that position back, put up a half hook and hit it. We got a tip pass by Kuya, and Shret will not be able to control it, and it'll be out of bounds. But luckily, it went off of Cornerstone. It'll be Rochester ball, as Cornerstone will call another timeout.
Calls timeout, a 30-second timeout.
One thing we've seen so far here in the third quarter is a lot of play from Brooke Fielder. Brooke Fielder started off this game with only 4 points in the first half. She's already matched those 4 points with another 4 points this half. She's up to 8 on the game. She could definitely be a key factor and get into double-digit scoring tonight for the Warriors.
Absolutely. And again, having her play this well, this is good, setting themselves up for games to come. You know, against a good Indiana Tech, Lords, IU, Northwest, and this is good that she's established some momentum early in the season.
Definitely. People don't realize how tough the WAC really is.
Absolutely.
For an NAIA conference, is probably one of the Power 5, honestly.
Absolutely.
It's a very tough conference, a lot of deep teams, a lot of very tough and physical teams, and Rochester looks to just play to their strengths and hopefully compete for a conference championship.
Definitely. After winning the championship last year, and now the expectation is win the WAC.
Kuya will fire a three. That's off the front. Kuya not known as much of a long-range shooter, but it looked like she was feeling herself there for a minute, Blake.
Yeah, again, when you see your other teammates knocking down three, you start to get a little antsy, and you start to think, hey, you know what, I'm about to jack up this three as well.
Definitely. You see it in the pros all the time.
Absolutely.
Cornerstone can't get the outside ball to hit. Fielder can't corral the rebound, and she will end up getting it eventually. She's just smiling, laughing it off. Valko was wide open on the wing. No one saw her, though. Dungeon will have it on the left wing. She'll go inside with it. Just off the Fielder. Dungeon gets it back. She'll fire, and it's short. Caught nothing but the net, but unfortunately the bottom of the net as it was an air ball for Dungeon.
For Cornerstone, number 4.
And Smith will be coming in the game for fielder.
Brogan Gamble will come into the game for Cornerstone. We're seeing that bench rotation that Whitshire likes to go with a lot with Brooke Fielder. He likes to rotate Smith and Fielder a lot. Smith got in some early foul trouble in the first half, which had Olivia Farrell come in, but she played some pretty productive minutes for the Warriors, and I think we could see her again this second half. We have a block there by Dungeon. They cannot corral it.
And I think that'd be a foul on the Warriors.
Is it a foul or a clock issue? I'm not sure.
I think you might be right, partner. I think it might be a clock issue.
I think it was a clock issue. It was a shot clock issue as they reset the clock when the ball never hit the rim. It's down to 12 seconds for Cornerstone on the shot clock. They'll fire a three from the corner. That's deep, off long iron. Kuyak controls the rebound and will push it up for the Warriors. Kuyak looks for Valco. They look down low for Jade Smith. Jade Smith looks at Valco and says, that's my bad. I never saw that pass coming. It was a great look by Devin Valco. She was just a step ahead of Jade Smith.
Yeah.
That pass had a lot of zip on it too there, Blake. She wanted to make sure that thing got down low and got down low quick.
Absolutely. Even before Smith even come around and try to post up.
And Rochester forces a traveling violation on the inbound. And they'll get the ball right back as Kim Charney comes into the ball game. Right now you are looking at Ricky Schrett, Kim Charney, Kendra Kuyat, Rio Dungeon, and Jade Smith in for the Warriors. Charney's looking for that three ball.
He was running some screening action.
Kuyat looked to fire. She thought about it. They'll get it all the way around to Charney. Will fire. She'll hit one.
Nice.
Good to see for Kim Charney, who's been a little cold these past couple games. Once she gets it going, that Rainbow J will fall all night.
Has nice touch and arcing to her shot.
Oh, definitely. She has one of the prettiest jump shots I've ever seen. Go as Rochester's lead is now up to 18. Charney has the ball. She looks at Kuyat, who looks at Jade Smith down low. She puts it up, and she fills it up. It is now a 20-point ball game, folks. Blake, what is going on with this Rochester team?
I feel like they just execute a lot, pushing the ball up the floor. When they have numbers or when they just pushing up the floor, they execute. And, a lot of times when they were on a fast break or trying to push the ball, it would be a turnover, a bad shot, but they capitalize on the opportunities.
Number 21, Brooke Moderman will hit a turnaround J for Cornerstone to get that lead back to 18 for Rochester's Dungeon. A little heat check. She fires from three with a man right in her face. Warriors are now up 21 as Dungeon's hit her third three of the night. She is now 3 for 8 behind the long line.
Good way to respond. You say, okay, you're going to pull up for the mid-range. I'm going to knock down this three real quick.
Yeah, she made sure that one was right in her face as Cornerstone goes for three. They can't hit it. Kuyat will push the ball up the floor. She will look to take it inside. Has nothing there. Charney has the ball back to Dungeon, who feeds it to Smith down low. A lot of good ball movement here by the Warriors.
Yes, being very patient, not selling for a shot.
Even though they have a 21-point lead, they're being very patient with their offense. They get another chance as Smith couldn't get it to go, but they get an offensive rebound, and Kuyat will reset the offense. Charney has the ball up top, looking for Dungeon. Dungeon has it, gives it to Kuyat. Kuyat gets a screen from Smith, back to Dungeon, will fire a deep three. She cannot hit it. Schrett tried saving it out of bounds, runs into the barrier poles, and Cornerstone will have it. Kuyat tried playing the passing lane, couldn't get the ball. Forced a very, very tough shot by Maya Uddle. She could not get to go, and she will shoot an air ball over the hoop. That went about 5 feet over the hoop, Blake. Didn't he have a chance?
Not even close. It was just good D.
Oh, yeah, she had hand right in her face. And if you're Cornerstone, you got to be a little frustrated. I mean, you're in this game somewhat going into the second half, but it's a 21-point game with a minute 14 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and you start to see the Warriors. They starting to finding the openings in the zone, and they capitalize. And again, they're not letting them get into their defense really.
Charney launches another three. That's off front iron. She tried drawing the foul, but will not get the call. Cornerstone looks for it inside, almost a travel. Kept her pivot foot though. Another air ball from Cornerstone, and we'll have a foul. Probably be at number 20, Shemaya Butler.
Yeah, I think they caught her on a swipe down there.
Rochester foul, 24, Jade Smith.
It is actually on Jade Smith. That'll be her third foul. Shelby Nybor will shoot 2. Looks like Olivia Farrell will check in for Jade Smith along with number 0, Robin Pruitt. Nybor gets the first one to fall.
Returning for Rochester, number
Sheridan Smith will take a break.
Also, 22, Olivia Farrell.
And it's good to see Pruitt for the Warriors be able to play on. Last year, she sat out with a foot injury, and it seemed like kind of surprised that she came back so early.
Yeah, definitely. She's already played 5 minutes in the first half. She'll look to get more playing time here in the second half already. The Warriors are being patient with the ball, swinging it around the wing. Charney takes it. Pruitt will jack a 3, and she will rim out. It'll be rebounded by Nybor.
For her to be out so long and be able to have some good rhythm, that's pretty impressive. Usually when you're out that long, you kind of trying to get your legs under you and knock the rust off.
Definitely. You don't see a lot of players come back that quick from an injury like that. As Cornerstone will get a 2 inside. Only 3 seconds here. Farrell tried getting the ball inside, could not corral it. And that will end the third quarter as the Warriors are up 18. It is 44-26 Rochester College. You are watching the Rochester Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Cornerstone, 26.
Rio got it going. What you doing, big head? Huh? Who the heck is Blake Snow? He won the AL Cy Young, but I have no idea who that dude is. Gino, get down there and do that. Do it, Gino. Pete, I want to do some cartwheels. Go do some cartwheels. Free bird. You post some tweets right there. All right, one more quarter to go. Cornerstone will get the ball to start the fourth quarter. Rochester's up 44-26. If you are just now joining us, Rochester had a monstrous third quarter to go up to 18 points. We'll have a kick ball on Kim Charney.
I like the defensive energy starting here and coming out the timeout.
Definitely have to like that, especially like we said earlier. They're playing.
I'm sorry, not the timeout, the end of the third.
Yeah, I know what you meant, but like I said earlier, and we were talking about Rochester's coming off a back-to-back. It's good to see them play like this off of a back-to-back. Looks like there'll be a foul on Cornerstone.
Cornerstone foul, 33, Sterling.
It'll be on the number 33, Sterling DeGaynor. That's her second foul of the contest. Pruitt will bring the ball up the floor. I think, Blake, if we see Rochester as Kim Charney gets the layup to go up 20. If Rochester can keep this lead going, I think with about 5 minutes left, we could see some more bench players come in here, as Lauren Weiss or Griffin Burton have not played yet tonight.
And for Cornerstone, as the coach, you just want to see your players just to continue playing, even though you're down big. Still a lot of time left. Just mental toughness. You want to see what your team's going to do. Are you just going to keep, letting Warriors keep getting things on their offense, or are you going to actually try to chip away and try to trim this lead down?
Cornerstone cannot get it to hit on the other end. Rochester brought it back, and they turned the ball over as Olivia Farrell was just a touch late with her pass to Robin Pruitt, who could not corral it. There's another kick ball out of bounds. Cornerstone will keep the ball, 22 on the shot clock. They go down low to Nybor, who can't get it to hit. Farrell will corral the rebound, give it to Pruitt, but there'll be another foul.
Cornerstone foul, 44.
That'll be on number 44, Shelby Nybor again. That's her third foul. That's 2 fouls for her in the first minute of this fourth quarter. Folks, make sure to continue to stay tuned, as at 7:30, the Rochester College men's basketball team will face off against Cornerstone as well. That's at 7:30 here on Rochester Sports Network. Pruitt can't get the scoop to go, and Cornerstone will get the rebound.
Stay tuned. It'll be a good game.
Should be a good game. Listen to this guy. He knows this team well. Again, we have Blake Brown here on the mic tonight, Rochester College men's basketball player. Cornerstone can't get it to go.
And Cornerstone, they are getting good shots, but it's just not going in.
Yeah, they're just like that one right there. That was a nice look, a nice little elbow jumper. They just could not get it to fall. Rochester will bring in a whole entire fresh unit, it looks like. Next, that ball should be right here. We have a foul on, is that Nybor again? Will that be your fourth?
Yeah, I believe that was on Nybor.
Nope, it'll be on Maya Udell. That's her second. Wichner will go back with his starters, except one, as Shea Kaiser will come, and we have a platoon swap as Ricky Schrett, Brooke Fielder, Rio Dungeon, Devin Valco, and Shea Kaiser come to the ballgame for the Warriors. Dungeon will fire 3, and it rims. Ow, that could have dropped and should have dropped. Cornerstone gets the ball back. Looking to score quickly as they are down 20 with 7:35 left to play. They got a foul down low and a converted bucket.
That was a good finish.
Rochester foul, number 12, Devin.
Foul will be on number 12, Devin Valco. That would be her third foul of the contest. Maya Udell will shoot one at the line after knocking down the and one layup. Udell is able to convert at the stripe.
And one thing is good to see, I'm sure that Coach Yonkers from Cornerstone like to see, is as the player made that layup, saw our teammates, saw the rest of the teammates stand up and cheer on, and that's good to see. Good team spirit, even though you're down.
You definitely like to see that as a coach and even as a player. Even though you're down 17 points, you are still competing. You're playing hard. You're playing for something.
Absolutely. It's still a lot of time. You've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in college basketball. Teams be up by 20 and end up losing.
And Rochester they went with a lot of passes there. Almost looked like they ran a 3-man weave drill in the middle of the game as Valco couldn't get to go and the ball turns over. It'll be Cornerstone ball. Nybor will come back in for Goebel. Nybor playing at those 3 fouls. She has to be careful.
Let's see if Cornerstone utilize her, as it'll be a good matchup, I feel like, against Fielder.
Oh, definitely. And like you were saying earlier, just a minute ago, Blake, Cornerstone's still playing hard. They playing like they're still in this ball game, as they could not get to convert there. And Brooke Fielder will get the rebound, play point forward there for a second. Fielder down low, nice spin. She can't convert. The ball will stay with Rochester as Rebecca Chris cannot corral the rebound. Rochester will have a fresh shot clock and inbound from underneath their own basket. Kaiser has in the corner, wide open, long. She can't get to fall. Chris with the rebound, and Cornerstone will push the ball back up the court.
Good handoff with the shot, and
finally gives him the fall. That was Megan Bauer, the freshman guard out of Britain, Michigan.
Nice seeing them apply pressure.
Nice job to apply pressure. Look, Dungeon's wide open. No one saw her. Schrett was a little bit upset. There was no call there on the foul. Rochester still has the ball with 13 on the clock, and Valka will dribble it off her own foot. We will have a walk, though, on Cornerstone as it looked like number 42, Rebecca Crosby, could not corral the ball, and she slipped and fell, forcing a travel. Rochester will sub in Jasmine Mitchell for Devin Valco. Mitchell getting some more valuable minutes tonight. Nice to see her playing.
Absolutely.
Rio will inbound it to Shrek. Shrek gives it back to Dungeon. Dungeon will shoot it deep three, wide open. She cannot connect. Might have just been a touch out of her range. I've seen her hit those before, though, Blake.
Yeah, she definitely could hit them from deep. But I think in that situation, you're up big. You just want to run down some of the clock a little bit.
Definitely. If she wanted to shoot it, she could have still taken like 1 or 2 dribbles. There was no one within 10 feet of her.
Absolutely.
Rushed it a little bit still. Cornerstone will have the ball. Dungeon goes down. She gets back up. We have Nybor with the jump shot. She hits it from the line. It is now a 13-point game. What was just 20 points 5 minutes ago is now a 13-point ball game. Like you said, Blake, Cornerstone's still playing hard like this game means something, and there's still plenty of time for them to make a comeback.
Absolutely. And in both programs, from the women's and the men, they're known for still playing tough. Whether they're up big or they're down, they're still gonna be in the mix.
Shrek gives it to Kaiser, shoots a 3, it rims out. Fielder goes up with the rebound, back to Kaiser, who will take it out. Dungeon has it, she'll shoot a 3. That is wide right.
That was rushed.
Definitely a rush shot. They're looking for Fielder. They had to remember they had a full shot clock to work with. Cornerstone will shoot it. They hit it. This game is now an 11-point game. We could have a ball game here, folks.
And again, as Warriors, this is not what you want. You don't want Cornerstone to start getting comfortable and generate some confidence now that they're making some shots here.
They're definitely getting confident, and you can hear the Cornerstone players getting excited as Mitchell jacks a 3. That's off backboard. Shred with the rebound, puts it back up. She can't get it to go. Cornerstone rush back down the court, where there's a swarm of Rochester jerseys already down there.
Cornerstone being patient, looking for the high. Oh, got it down low.
The Gainer gave it to number 42.
Let's see if Coach will call a timeout.
Rebecca Crosby.
Coach
Wishner calls a timeout there as he has seen this 20-point lead dwindle to just 9 with 4:03 left to play in this ball game.
Yeah, Coach Wishner has to be frustrated by that, And it seemed like they deviated from what was working for them. It was the high-low.
Definitely.
And it seemed like they're overly settling for the jump shots now. Let's see if they'll be able to get his players to calm down, run some action, run some clock, and be patient with the basketball.
It almost looked like there, Blake, that Rochester was like, okay, we have a big lead. Let's just shoot the ball a little bit.
Yeah, they're taking their foot off the gas, and that's one thing you definitely do not want to do.
You never want to do that. I mean, you see the Golden State Warriors, let's use them as example. Hands down and arguably the best team in the league with shooters like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Klay Thompson.
Absolutely.
When they're playing and they're up 20 points and that lineup's still in the game, they're still playing just as hard as if that game was tied.
Absolutely. And as well as their bench, too.
Exactly. There's a reason why they're a 3-time champion the last 4 years. They don't ever take their foot off the gas pedal. And that's something that we just saw Rochester do, is take their foot off the gas pedal and just kind of try to coast to the finish. But now we have a ball game. It's a 9-point game with 4:03 left. That is a lot of basketball left to play, folks.
Yes, absolutely. Plenty of time. Let's see if Cornerstone will be able to rally back.
Rochester will have the ball on the sideline. We have the same lineup in, except Kendra Kuyat comes in for Rochester, as we now have Kuyat, Kaiser, Fielder, Mitchell, and Dungeon to come in off of that timeout for Coach Witchner and the Warriors. Kuyat brings the ball up the court. She rocks it side to side. Mitchell gives it back to Kuyat. Kaiser has it. They're looking for Fielder down low.
Ooh, I felt like they could have gave it to her, man.
They could have, but she looked almost like she got hooked there for a second. Dungeon has the ball. She's forced to pick it up. Kuyat is forced to pass it off, and Rochester could not get the ball up before the shot clock expired. But there was no shot clock violation called there, surprisingly, and Cornerstone goes on a fast break. They shoot, can't get it to go, but that will be rebounded by Rebecca Crosby. Of course, they'll get another chance at it.
And Coach Wichner is sitting over there just frustrated.
You can see it on his face as Nyborg puts it up and in. It is now just a 7-point game with 3:07 left to play.
And you see Scherz near the scorer's table, getting ready about to check in.
Both Schret and Valco look like they are going to check back into the game for the Warriors. Mitchell has the ball up top. She'll jack it. She can't hit it off back iron. A little flat there.
And didn't need that. Did need that three.
Definitely, if you're Rochester, you want to just keep on moving the ball and work that clock down. 30-second clock plays a huge factor in college ball. Rochester forces a turnover. Mitchell is fouled from behind. Looks like that foul will be on Rebecca Crosby.
As Mitchell will be coming out and Kaiser.
There'll actually be a foul on Nyborg. That will be her 4th foul. Like Blake said, Schret and Valco both check back into the game for the Warriors. Much needed experience and much needed shooting brought back into the game. Kuyat will take it inside. She can't get anything. She's cut off. Gets the ball back up top. Finds a lane this time, lays it up, and lays it in. Nice play there by Kendra Kuyat, the senior guard out of Frankenmuth, Michigan.
And that's her bread and butter right there. Just attacking, finding the lane, and taking to the hole, utilizing the mid-range, or, like I said, taking to the hole. And got an attack there from the Cornerstone from...
And Udell, she travels with the ball, went for the hot step, lost her footing, and just shuffled her feet a hair. Rochester will get the ball back. A nice break for Rochester there as they only have a 9-point lead with 2 minutes left in the game. Looking for Fielder down low. She has no position, gets it right there. She puts it up and puts it in. Nice little shooter's touch on the left-handed half hook by Brooke Fielder. She has 10 in this ball game now, folks. Rochester's leads back up to 11. Minute 35 left in the game. Udell rocks it side to side, hands it off to Nyborg, who throws it off the backboard. Wow, that pass had some aggression to it.
Sounded like a bullet.
Definitely did. Rochester has the ball. They will slow it down.
Good ball movement.
Kuyat puts up a left-handed hook, can't get to go. Kicks it out to Valco for 3. She can't hit it. And Schret and Kuyat both went for the save, and neither of them could corral it.
Good hustle.
Good hustle to get back. Good D there by Rio Dungeon, but number 42, Rebecca Crosby, is able to put it up and in. Coach Wichner calls a timeout as Rochester is up 50-41 with 58.7 left in this ballgame. Blake, we've seen Rochester kind of go back to their bread and butter here the last couple minutes. Share the ball, work it around the floor, look for the easy shot. And there's a reason why this lead grew back up to what was 11 points at one point.
Absolutely, and the hot hand obviously is Fielder. And it kind of deviated from giving her the ball a little bit. And now, like you said, they're starting to give her the ball and attacking the lanes, and you see that from Kuyat.
I feel like a big factor, though, of why Rochester was able to get back to that bread and butter of feeding Fielder is that Shelby Nyborg is out of this game right now. She has 4 fouls.
Absolutely. And she's been making Fielder uncomfortable down in the post.
She has, and they've been putting Rebecca Crosby, who's only an inch shorter than Nyborg, but Nyborg is a sophomore and Crosby is a freshman. You would not think that 1 year of experience plays a lot of a factor, but when you're in a game like this, that 1 year of extra experience definitely helps.
Oh, absolutely.
Timeout's about to come out. We'll see what both teams go with. Cornerstone will go with Katrina Goebel, Megan Bauer, Shelby Nyborg, Maya Udell, and Sterling DeGainer. Rochester will go with Ricky Schret, Devin Valco, Brooke Fielder, Rio Dungeon, and Kendra Kuyat, your normal starting 5. Wichester's got his starters closing this game tonight, looking to get a bounce-back win after last night's heartbreaking loss to Huntington University.
Ooh, is he looking for that trap? Cornerstone is.
Rochester, good job of breaking the trap. Kuyat will take it back out and try to burn some clock off as we have an intentional foul here by Megan Bauer.
Cornerstone foul, 23, Megan Bauer.
That was a good job being patient with the ball, you know.
Definitely.
Could have easily went up for the layup, but killing more time.
Could have gone for the layup. Valco could have gone for the three, but they realized that the clock is their friend at this point.
Absolutely.
Kuyat going for one at the stripe. She hits the first one off back. Iron can't get to go. She will have another one to try to extend this Rochester lead to 10 with just 47.4 left to play in the ballgame. Again, folks, stay tuned at 7:30. The Rochester men's team will take on Cornerstone here at the Garth Pleasant Arena. Kuyat hits the second free throw of the pair to put Rochester up 10. We'll see a jacked three by Sterling DeGainer. She can't get to go. Shrek gets a rebound and she is fouled. That foul will be on number 33, Sterling DeGainer.
33, Sterling DeGainer, her third.
That'll be her third foul. Shret will get 2 from the stripe with 38.9 left in this contest.
Number 2, Ricky Schreck, shooting 2.
Shret's first one's off back iron. And Shret can't get either to go. Cornerstone will get the rebound, and they'll look to push the ball up quick. DeGainer has it. She will take it inside, throw up a circus layup, can't get to go. Kuyat has the ball, and she is fouled by Shelby Nybor. Shelby Nybor has now fouled out of this ball game with 28.6 left to play. We will look to see Rebecca Crosby check in for Nybor at this next step ball.
44,
and let's see if the Warriors be able to capitalize on the free throws. Even though it's 28.6 seconds left, up 10. Still want to, knock down these easy bunnies of free throws.
Every shot counts.
Absolutely.
Free throws are free for a reason. You want to knock them down. Kuyat gets nothing but net on the first one. Brooke Moderman will come into the ball game for Sterling DeGainer. A little defense for offense here. Kuyat's going for her second at the stripe. And that one rims out. Fielder tips it. Starts the clock. And we have a near swipe by Kuyat. Cornerstone has it. They will look for a three here, I'm guessing. They will shoot a wing jumper. That is no good. Shret with the rebound. And with that, it looks like this game will be all over, folks.
That would do it.
Rochester has a very good win tonight at the Garth Pleasant Arena. 52-41 is your final score. Rochester will move to 7-1 on the season. Cornerstone will move to 1-6. Stay tuned as in just a little bit at 7:30 we will have the men's game as the Rochester College Warriors will face off against the Cornerstone Golden Eagles. You have been watching the Rochester Sports Network.